Love your loved ones hard. Don't be apologetic for it. Just love them hard. You never know when the last time will be.
I'm Hope Ford. New developments in the heartbreaking story in the death of a former assistant police chief. His son says his family is hurting and lost without him. The family and police department will hold a vigil for Turner on Friday. It'll take place at the town square in Covington at 7 p.m.
Mansion on fire. Flames ripping through this 10,000 square foot house near Vinings yesterday. The fire so intense, it caused the roof to collapse. Cobb County investigators say it started in a car believed to be parked in the garage and spread to the house along Woodland Brook Drive. The family's dog still hasn't been found.
I can't breathe until he gets here.
An Atlanta couple still stranded in Mexico, even after entertainment mogul Tyler Perry offered to help pay their $16,000 medical bill. Stephen Johnson nearly dying on a cruise ship, falling into a diabetic coma. Nearly 2 weeks later, the hospital in Mexico is holding him until the bill is paid. Johnson's fiancée says Perry tried to make a payment 2 days ago, but the hospital won't take his credit card. They're now waiting for a bank transfer.
And the Rush Block continues with a live look at the nation's capital, the sun rising there. The Trump administration now facing a setback in the impeachment inquiry. Tracy Potts joining us from D.C. with more on a federal judge's ruling that a former White House attorney must testify before Congress.
The ruling from a federal judge here in D.C. has serious implications for impeachment. It's about the Russia investigation. Don McGahn, former White House lawyer, has to testify. He can't avoid a congressional subpoena, the judge said, even though he can claim executive privilege once in the hot seat. But that means that people like John Bolton, the former national security advisor who've been waiting for a judge to weigh in, may now have to come and testify in the impeachment inquiry, along with other current and former White House employees who've tried to avoid testimony.